Right, so I just went through the chat and values. I think it's also very important to go through the conversation structure, because this is very crucial when it comes to making more money in your messages. And this is something that we have not just for this model, but for every model at our agency, because this is like gold dust when you want to make more money through your messages. Okay, so we start off with the personalized opener. Again, I've said this a billion times. I'm going to keep saying this until you hate me. These fans are not only subscribed to you. Okay, so when it comes to starting a conversation, that is the most important part, right? You need a personalized opener. So again, take notes, look at the notes. What's his name? Where's he from? What's his age? Bring up something in the previous conversation or something that you know about him to start that conversation. Do you really think in 2026 now, hey, how you doing? Do you think that's going to start a lot of conversations? Or if you just take your time out, take a little bit of time out your day, because again, you're trying to make money from this, right? Go through the notes, go through the past conversations, pick something out. Hey, hey John, how's Lenny? You've not spoke about her in a while, the dog, or what, I don't know, some random shit, okay? Every fan has got something that is unique about them. Find that out and use that to start the next conversation, okay? Humanizing, and what I mean by humanizing is pattern interruption. So you have to understand, yeah, these fans, they just go through the same sequence with all these other models, which are they just have chatters on their accounts also, right? These chatters just go through the same sequence over and over again. Hey man, how you doing? I'm bored in bed. Do you want to see this? It becomes very predictable of what these models are going to say, and fans will, these subscribers, they understand this. They're not that stupid. They are stupid, but they're not that stupid, okay? They'll understand this. They'll sense when you're about to sell something. So if you can interrupt that pattern with something stupid like, oh my God, I just stubbed my foot, or I just locked myself in the toilet for 15 minutes, that was so embarrassing, or something stupid, right, that not a lot of people will say, that will first of all make them think, oh my God, I'm actually speaking to a model, I'm actually speaking to a girl here, or whoever, this is like not what I thought it was. They get trapped into the same cycle of, hey, how you doing? Do you want to see this? When you interrupt that pattern, when you do then say, oh, by the way, I also made this, or I'm doing this, they're going to be way more involved in that because you've interrupted that pattern. This is like a new sequence in their head now, okay? That's also a really good one. Data gathering. Do I even need to explain more about this? I've said this so many times at this point. You need to take notes. It helps with this. It actually also helps with this. It helps with everything when it comes to chatting. The best chatters, the best way to make the most money in the messages is by taking notes. The more you know about, if you're trying to sell, essentially what you're trying to do is you're trying to sell to these people. So now, if you give me two people, okay, let's say you have person A, person B. Person A you know nothing about, but person B you know everything about. Who do you think is going to be who do you think you're going to be more likely to sell? Right, it's going to be easier to sell to the person that you know way more about. Okay, so you need to gather as much data as possible, and then you can be strategic behind it. Maybe on birthdays, you can start sending them freebies on whatever it is, right? But that all comes from gathering data. Okay, now transition. This is the small talk to the sexual, okay? So now once we've got them with the personalized opener, we've interrupted the pattern, we've gathered some data, took some notes. Now this is where we transition, okay, into the small talk, and now this is where we make the money, okay? Now we do this with the voice notes. Now obviously transitioning into sexting, that also ties into each other, because all you are trying to do is go from the personalized opener into the section where you are either selling a script or other content that the fan is asking for, okay? And then after all of that is done, right, after you've made the money, aftercare is very important, because this will work and improve on fan retention, okay? The more you show that you care about someone, especially after they've bought something, the more they're gonna come back and stick around and spend again and again and again and again. Again, voice notes is amazing with any section of this, apart from obviously data gathering, but you can have like humanizing voice notes. So you can have voice notes of like a model in random scenarios saying random stuff that like no one else will say. And then that is like an amazing way, because again, for some reason, these fans don't know that these voice notes are pre-recorded. But yeah, make sure after every single section script, after any fan has bought anything, you have appropriate aftercare, because this will be the make or break between whether a fan just unsubscribes or never speaks to you again, or if they come back and spend more and more and more consistently.